Hello everyone, I'm Jinhui from Dunhuang Academy. Welcome back to Appreciate Dunhuang Online. Today, let's go to visit Cave 257 together. We are now in the Cave 257. This cave was constructed in the middle 5th century of the Northern Wei dynasty. It has a central pillar and a ceiling, gabled in the front and flat in the back. The central pillar in the middle of this cave originated from stupa holes of India. This type of stupa caves have a rectangular main chamber. A square stupa abuts the ceiling in the form of a pillar with niches on 4 sides containing Buddhist statues. During the construction of the cave, a passageway was cut out from the back portion of the chamber, thus allowing the practitioners to worship or gaze at the Buddhist statues while circumambulating the stupa. The front part of this cave has a gabled ceiling, emulating Han Chinese architecture. This type of the caves predominated during the Northern Dynasty period, but lost its popularity during the Sui and Tang dynasties. The large arched niche on the east-facing side of the central pillar has a seated preaching Buddha, with his right shoulder exposed, right hand raised upward, and the left arm extended forward. The Buddhist art in this cave shows a strong influence from India, where the Buddhism originated. Behind the sculpture, we can see some flying apsaras on the wall of the niche. Apsaras are celestial beings originated in India as a part of Buddhist pantheon. Angel-like, they make offerings to Buddha by scattering flowers, playing music, and dancing. After the celestial beings were introduced to China, their music and dancing characteristics were enhanced. And although they have no wings, they can fly at will. The floating ends of their skirts and streamers reveal their movements in the sky. These images are unique in Chinese art. 5,000 to 6,000 images of apsaras have been preserved in Dunhuang caves, known to be a veritable treasure trove of apsara art. Apsaras of the Northern Dynasties period usually appeared on cave ceilings, murals with narratives, and in printing sense. The effect of light and shade on their face and lens indicates the use of a chiaroscuro technique introduced from India to enhance the 3D of the image. Apsaras of the Northern Dynasty have slender figures, ethereal streamers, and a strong sense of flight. This statue, standing on the corner of the central square pillar, is the earliest extant statue of a heavenly king in Mughal grottos. Heavenly kings were based on noblemen in India, but transformed into warriors in China, wearing full-length armor and standing upright. This heavenly king has protected the Buddha over the past 1,400 years. The central pillar has upper and lower niches on the other 3 sides. The tower-style niche in the south-facing side of the pillar has a bodhisattva. The eave is a particular kind of niche design, resembling the facade of a building with an eave in the center and flanked by a higher and a lower watchtower on either side, known as Que in Chinese. This design is the most distinctive among all niche designs at Dunhuang. Que originally referred to the ceremonial watchtowers flanking the palace entrance. Later on, the term was generally used to denote palace entrance, palace buildings, and the residence of the emperor, and thus became the symbol of the supreme sovereignty. The architectural form of Han Dynasty Que as niches was used to represent the celestial abode of Bodhisattva Maitreya. This innovative niche design is also found in a number of Northern Dynasty caves at Dunhuang, but is rare in later periods. On the west wall behind the central square pillar is the 9-colored deer Jataka story. Jataka stories are records of Sakyamuni's virtuous deeds in his countless previous lives. The story goes like this. Once, a 9-colored deer with snow-white horns lived by the Ganges River. One day, despite the danger, he saved a man drowning in the river. And the man promised that he would venerate the deer and never tell anyone the deer's whereabouts. At that time, the queen of the kingdom dreamed of the 9-colored deer and obtained its horns and fur for her own use. Therefore, the king made an edict that anyone who provided the location of the 9-colored deer would gain half the domain of his kingdom and incalculable wealth. The man then told the king where the deer lived and led the king to capture the deer. When the deer told the story of how he saved the drowning man, the king was deeply moved, blamed the wicked man, and ordered that none of his people should trouble the deer from then on. The ungrateful man was suddenly struck down with mangy sores all over his body in return for violating his pledge. The color scheme of the mural is very decorative. The earth red background creates a rich and profound visual effect. Hues are alternately used to depict the houses and the chariot. The mountain peaks in the foreground are represented by malachite green, ochre, white, and black in alternation. This painting is one of Dunhuang's earliest sequential narrative paintings. Considering that the episode of the deer saving the man and the episode of the queen urging the king to catch the deer occur simultaneously, the painter has depicted two narrative strands starting from either end of the mural and ending at the center. By using this unique form of two strands narrative, the climax of the story is naturally placed in the center of the mural. The palace building emulates Chinese architecture, and the dress of the queen is typically Qiuci style. So Dunhuang became an area where Western culture impacted and intermingled with the Central Plains culture, giving birth to Dunhuang's unique local culture. This cave is one of the most representative caves in northern dynasties of Mughal grottos. The architecture, statues, and murals have obvious Indian styles. Dunhuang has a deep traditional Chinese cultural foundation, where the two cultures collided and merged, presenting the colorful and beautiful early-stage art of Mughal grottos. That's all for today. See you next time!